Hello everyone, my name is Indaria Kuturbake. I'm a student from University of North Sumatra. Now I am gonna start my presentation about topic the literature review of forensic linguistics. I hope you can enjoy my presentation about this topic. The first, introduction. To create a good speech, we need a good language arrangement. We must have adequate knowledge of language. The scientific study of language is called linguistics. Forensic linguistics is the branch of linguistics that investigates, examines, or analyzes the language in the law field. In this case, the language concerned with the issues that occurred in law cases such as crimes or disputes that lead to court that is used as evidence to shown to police, lawyer, and judges. Therefore, this study is about forensic linguistics. In addition, according to Olson 2008 research that forensic linguistics is the interface between language, crime, and law, where law includes law enforcement, judicial matters, legislation, disputes or proceedings in law, and even disputes which only potentially involve some infraction of the law of some necessity to seek a legal remedy. The result of this research shown that some typical types of linguistic evidence, namely author identification, forensic stylistic, discourse analysis, forensic phonetic, forensic transcription, and variation in brackets, intra-author and inter-author. Besides, the study pays its attention to some forensic application of descriptive linguistics such as a forensic linguist, text type, author, and the linguistic investigation of authorship. Based on the background of the research above, thus this recent research is different since this research are going to review a literature of forensic linguistics. Second, methods. This research is designed by using descriptive method. The data are taken from online library and journals. In collecting the data, library research and documentation is used to obtain the data. Some steps are done in analyzing the data, which is collecting, observing, reading, and describing. Then the data is analyzed qualitatively. For the third, research and discussion. Speech, language, and linguistics. Speech and language are both interconnected. Speech cannot be carried out if language does not exist. The term language is used in the singular as though language were a single unitary phenomenon. Language is the ability to express one's thought by means of a set of signs, whether graphical, gestual, acoustic, or even musical. According to Toet 1997. The scope of linguistics includes word language structure in brackets and its underlying grammatical competence, and language use in brackets and its underlying communicative competence. Human language, understood as a systematic use of speech sounds, signs, and written symbols for communication among people, is a very complicated system, which can be analyzed in different levels and from various points of view, according to Mas 18, 2009. Areas of forensic linguistics. The classification of areas in forensic linguistics involves as the field develops is usually below exceeding classification in the structure and function of language as a basis for cataloging actual and potential subject areas, according to Alcimenemi 2002. The areas of forensic linguistics are as follows. Number 1, auditory phonetics. Auditory phonetics is the study of language sounds based on what is heard and interpreted by the human listener. Example, the overall perceptual characteristics of speech. The primary areas of auditory research in forensic phonetics are speaker discrimination and identification by victims and witnesses, voice perception, discrimination, imitation, and disquiescence and identification of class characteristics of speakers, including first language interference, regional or social action and dialect, and speaker age. Number 2, acoustic phonetic. Acoustic phonetic is the study of the physical characteristic of speech sound as they leave their source in brackets. The speaker move into the air and gradually dissipate. The primary area of acoustic analysis in the forensic phonetic is speaker identification. Many studies have also been done to identify class characteristics of speakers, including physical height and weight, regional, social or language group, voice and accent disguise, effect of intoxication on speech, and technical aspect of speech samples and recordings. Number 3, semantics interpretation of expressed meaning. Semantic is the study of meaning as expressed by words, phrases, sentences, or texts. Primary area in research in forensic semantics are the interpretation of words, phrases, sentences, and texts, ambiguity in text and laws, and interpretation of meaning in spoken discourse, such as the reading of rights and police warnings, police interviews, and jury instruction. Number 4, discourse and pragmatics. Interpretation of inward meaning. Analysis of discourse is the study of unit of language larger than the sentence, such as narrative and conversation. Primary areas of discourse and pragmatics include analysis of spoken and written language, study of discourse of specific contexts such as dictation. Primary areas of discourse and pragmatics include analysis of spoken and written language, study of the discourse of specific contexts such as dictation, conversation, hearings, etc. The language of the courtroom. In example of lawyers, clients, questioning, and jury interaction, and language of specific speech acts such as threats, promises, warnings, and etc. Okay, the last conclusion. Grounded by the objective of the study, it can be concluded that speech and language are two things that cannot be separated. They are interrelated one another. The law issues that occurred by language in speech is possible to use forensic linguistics to investigate the language used in speech. Forensic linguistics is the interdisciplinary field which examines, defines, and investigates language in court as evidence to police, judges, and lawyers. Some text types of forensic linguistics are emergency call, tense sentiment, and adulterated communication, suicide letters, final death row statements, confession, and denials by public figures. Moreover, several areas of forensic linguistics that can be investigated in law issues are auditory phonetics, acoustic phonetic interpretation, also express meaning in brackets semantic interpretation, and infer meaning in brackets discourse and pragmatics, stylistics, and question and authorship, language of the courtroom, interpretation, and translation. Okay, I think that's all about my presentation about forensic linguistics. I hope you can enjoy my presentation about this topic, and I give a lot of apologize for a lot of mistake during my presentation. Okay, thank you for your attention. See you.